This is a quick video about my issue with LeBron James politically. Now, some people know LeBron James is my favorite basketball player, but I disagree with him politically. And if you don't like Trump, then if you have an issue with Trump, then you have an issue with me, because me and Trump agree on a lot of stuff. Now, some people will stereotype that, but I disagree with Trump on a few things. But really, a lot of stuff I agree with him on, and I'm sure there's stuff I don't know about what he believes, and he doesn't know about. Obviously, he doesn't know what I believe. But Trump is looking like he might be our best option, coming up. But here's the thing, LeBron. What my issue with LeBron dealing, I don't know what I'm going to title this yet, but LeBron not standing up for the national anthem and stuff like that. Do I have a huge problem with that? No. I mean, if he wants to do it, he can do it. Would I do it? No. I think the national anthem's a time to unite with people. But my issue with LeBron on that is that he hates Trump. He's never that I've seen listened to any of Trump's views, discussed his differences on political views. It's always hate, and I won't even listen. He won't even listen to him. And he may not even know what Trump's views are. And that's called hate. That's it's not just hate. It's trying to teach people not to listen to me, not to even discuss my issues with me and see why we disagree, what we disagree about, and assess whether they're right or wrong and not whether I'm right or wrong. And so LeBron thinks he's right about everything, and he's wrong about abortion. He's wrong about gay marriage, about same-sex marriage, and he's wrong about having transgender people who teach sex to 4-year-olds and stuff like that. And then so he's not discussing those. He's pretending those are not issues on the table, and then hating people who oppose transgender teaching sex to 4-year-olds in schools and stuff. That's actually happening in schools, and that's why I side with Trump, because he opposes something like that. It makes complete sense, doesn't it? It does. And so my issue, though, is the fact that when what he sits for against the national anthem for, I could sit during the national anthem and say, I want to have a discussion. And nobody's listening to my point. Well, LeBron doesn't have a discussion. He sits calling police racist, and he doesn't admit that police are helpful at car wrecks. He doesn't admit that somebody attacked the police when they've attacked the police, and he acts like it was the police attacking them. He doesn't admit that it's I've heard him get mad at people the police for going after somebody for just stealing from Walmart or something. If you steal from a store and you're caught, you should go after somebody for stealing. Yes. It might have been the guy who died from fentanyl. I forget who it was. While the police were holding him down, and he actually, and the autopsy shows he died from fentanyl overdose. Well, I think he might have made a comment about all he did was steal something. Come on now, you can't steal. We're not supposed to steal. You're not loving your neighbors by stealing. So that's a promotion of stealing. I disagree with LeBron on that. I don't think you should teach people that it's okay to steal. Now, where they'll get mad about that, me standing up for that, because the punishment is too severe a lot of times. But you got to get to that point. You have to address the stealing. Then it comes to the point, what's the punishment? The punishment should fit the crime. There's also mercy. I'm not for harsh punishment. And that's what we're not arguing here. So he's arguing that stealing is okay instead of arguing that the punishment is usually too severe. The punishment should be, if you want to call it punishment or correction, we'll call it correction. The resolution, reconciliation. There should be a reconciliation. I'd rather use that word more than punishment. And so if somebody's armed, in a robbery, they're dangerous. That's dangerous. They could have killed somebody. And a lot of times when somebody steals, they're ready to fight and kill a person if they defend themselves. And so you have to assess, is it safe to have them walking free because of that, because of the danger? But in general, if they pay the person back or give the property back, then the situation is resolved. So those are kind of my issues. And to keep it short, yeah, I disagree with sitting during the national anthem and then not even telling the truth and trying to call people bigots, but not really showing the full story of stuff and only your side of the story. And your side of the story is not even honest when you're dealing with the police. Usually you're not even telling the truth. So there's always two sides to that story in police situations. They're dealing with the neighborhood bullies. So LeBron's protected neighborhood bullies and acted like the police went after them for nothing. Or, the Michael Brown case, the guy had just robbed the store. That's why the police were there. He violently threatened the clerk at a gas station and robbed the store. Almost every one of those stories, somebody did something wrong, except for Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin, now he was standing under the awning of somebody's apartment, but it was raining. So Zimmerman should have kind of maybe noticed that, but they had had a lot of robberies there, and he works there, and they'd had a lot of robberies, and he knew the house of the person that Trayvon was standing at. So he follows him. And everybody says he shouldn't have followed him. Whenever you get to the truth part, here's the truth part. The truth is Trayvon hid behind some bushes and jumped out on Zimmerman. And he fought Zimmerman. Zimmerman wasn't there to fight. Trayvon fought Zimmerman. All the evidence shows that. They ignored that. They pretended Zimmerman went and shot him in the back or something. And everybody thinks that happened. It didn't happen. So, but Trayvon had done nothing wrong in this case. He had done nothing wrong up to that point. But he did fight Zimmerman, and they could have just talked. Zimmerman would have talked to him. Just talked to him. But Trayvon jumped Zimmerman. Zimmerman's getting beat up on the ground and pulls his gun out. I mean, that's what happened. So, also Zimmerman's Hispanic culture. He's mixed white and Hispanic, but he's Hispanic culture. And so they always try to act like it's white people, white people, white people. They use that case to hate white Americans. And most India and people like that, they hate America because they think white people do that all the time. So it's based mostly on that case. And the fact is he's Hispanic culture. And they call us racist for not letting Hispanics cross the border illegally. Not wanting people to cross illegally. And they call that racist. And at the same time, they want to acknowledge that Zimmerman was Hispanic. But in the end, though, Trayvon attacked Zimmerman. Zimmerman defended himself, right? That's what happened. And so they've twisted that story. But they all lie about that. Dwayne Wade and LeBron, they all jumped in, and they don't want any facts out there. They make it look like Zimmerman went and shot him in the back or something. And that's not the case. It was an unfortunate case, yeah. It's sad. But they want to kill you just for telling the truth. Like right now, there's a lot of people that would want to kill me. If they actually listened to the facts, they'd have to say, okay, you're being reasonable. I'm being reasonable. I'm telling you what happened. But you don't want that truth going out there. And so the truth is you should teach people not to fight. And the real story of the Trayvon case is learn to talk stuff out and don't fight. Now, from Trayvon's standpoint, Zimmerman wasn't wearing his uniform. So he could have thought at first, I'm sure Zimmerman addressed who he was, the security. I expect he did. But off-duty security. But for all Trayvon knew, it could have been some stalker, somebody trying to rob him, or somebody gay trying to hit on him, which I'm not that picky with gay. If gay people hit on me, I'm not going to fight them. I'll just say I'm not interested. I might laugh about it. I might even laugh. Say, sorry, but I'm straight, man. But he didn't have to fight him. So the truth is, but everybody qualifies. Well, if you follow us, we're going to fight you. They say, nah, you don't follow us. And that's kind of what they were qualifying. So that's the real truth about the case. And nobody's ever heard it. This is one of the first you've heard a clear, simple, calm explanation about it. But they're not calm, reasonable, and rational people we're dealing with here. And LeBron is not either. He's not on this subject. He's purposely being irrational and hateful, and he wants fights. He wants people to fight because he's not being reasonable. What do you do if you can't be reasonable and irrational and just agree to disagree and walk away? He's teaching people to fight, and LeBron's taught people to fight the police. That's what he's done. He's never told them to calm down. He's said anytime a police approaches a black person, doesn't matter if they just killed somebody, if the black person was a murderer and killed somebody, the police can't approach a black person. And he qualifies them jumping and fighting the police and then saying it was the police's fault. That's what LeBron does. That's dishonest. It's prejudice. And LeBron is prejudiced and racist towards Trump. And he should be talking to Trump or listening to his views and saying what views he disagrees on. I disagree with Obama on abortion. I disagree with Obama on same-sex marriage. I'm not saying I hate Obama. I'm telling you what I disagree with him on. I disagree with Biden on same-sex marriage. I disagree with Biden on abortion. I disagree with Biden on border, letting fentanyl cross the border and kill black people. Trump gave $200 billion to black Americans for college and for business, to start businesses or help their businesses. And Biden is giving black Americans fentanyl to kill them. I mean, which one's more racist? I think Trump was trying to help. Maybe you could even call that a reparation, the $200 billion. So I'll rest my case there. And just it's a little bit of information here, you know. I hope LeBron learns. Maybe he's been taught by the wrong people, obviously. But I don't know how much time he's had to put thought to put in these things. It always baffles me when somebody clever like him, but there's a lot of clever people in media too. They choose the completely illogical thing and they lie and try to make it sound logical, and they don't really try that hard. They use anger. They lead with anger and vengeance for a lie. But Republicans, does anybody know who ended slavery? Who won the war to end slavery? And when it was the Republicans won the war to end slavery in 1865. I'll just end on that point. So that's a fact. And the leader of the Republican Party who ended slavery was Abraham Lincoln, a Christian president. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. 1 John 4:8.